All right.
Hey.
Let's do this.
All right, let's do it.
Jake, Mitch, welcome to the podcast. Hey! Fourth time reoccurring guest, but first time ever going live. This has been crazy. We've had a lot to drink.
Wild.
It's been a hell of a day.
Yes.
Jake and Mitch have been on my podcast 2-3 times. We have a problem every single time. We had a problem the day the electric went out on us. We're talking live on a podcast, an hour and 20 minutes in, power shuts completely off. We lose the podcast, everything. Hold up. You guys, YouTube's telling me that 75% of you guys are not subscribed. That's absolutely crazy. So make sure you guys hit subscribe with the bell so you guys never miss a video. Thanks. It's been crazy day. It's been crazy series of events.
Resilient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you guys, thank you guys for coming out, and thank you guys for just putting up with it all.
Dude, you're feeding us tequila and whiskey and
we've
all sorts of good
literally
stuff.
tried a little bit of everything.
You see all these bottles? Yeah, we tried them.
I feel bad that now you've got not sober Jake and Mitch, and we're gonna give it its fourth go.
Now we're gonna have fun.
Well, we talked about some interesting stuff on both of them. Both of them.
Gosh, it just sucks.
Well, that's fine.
It is what it is.
There's plenty of stuff to talk about. Do you guys have anything you guys really want to talk about? Because I have some things in mind that I might want to talk about, but or any games you guys want to play. We played it
in our court, huh?
We did play some games the first time, which you guys claimed you didn't like, but it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It turned out to be better content than I thought. Even though it was echoey.
At first, it was like, what in the world's going on? And then, you sent that clip, and I was like, that's gold.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was
That's
a lot
gold.
of fun. It was a lot of fun.
What do you have? I can't think of anything. The only thing I do is go to work, hang out
Were
with
you rolling some
kids
dice
and
over there? Come on now.
Video game stuff.
I got $1. Got $1 on 5. Got $1 on 5.
That'll make you holler.
Well, I'm gonna mix up. Jake, will you please get me
A club soda? Yeah.
We talked about it on the other podcast,
Yeah,
but I basically
yeah.
just have them out
I
here
woke
so
up
they
late. What it is?
Oh yeah, so
We don't let him get away with that.
It is now 2:44 in the afternoon. We had this podcast scheduled for noon. We had it scheduled for noon. Mitch showed up at 11:30, well prepared. Jake, no text, no call, no show. So we had to go beat on his door and wake him up. Jake his phone died. He had an alarm set. His phone died, and we had to wake him up to get involved in this podcast.
I wasn't wearing any pants.
But he was he wasn't wearing any pants. That's right. But he was a trooper. He hopped up, grabbed himself a beer.
Had a beer and a tequila for breakfast, and I'm good to go.
So it has been, and this is a Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Today. It's God's
Sunday.
day.
It is God's
Yeah.
day. No, Mitch, you're not. It is Lent. It's Lent. You guys,
Lent?
I don't
know.
are you religious? You follow religion?
What's that thing people say? I am religious.
Atheist?
Agnostic?
No. What, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Is that what they say?
Okay.
I was gonna say
But no, I definitely believe in a higher power and everything. But yeah, I didn't grow up in a religious household.
Yep.
Started going to church on my own volition just because I actually hung out with Clayton McKinney all the time, and he was
An influence on it.
yeah, he was always going to church.
I believe
on Sunday.
he's Lutheran.
Lutheran. Yep. He
Yep.
was always going to church on Sunday, and I was always at his house Sunday morning. So we would go together, and I just kind of stuck with that. And then my wife. Obviously.
Well, I'm Catholic, and the one good thing it brings is
it's big time for you.
fish fries, right? I mean, who doesn't like a good fish fry?
I'll celebrate.
Yeah,
Hey, just
for the
keep
fish fry.
just keep the shellfish out of it, and I'm there.
Oh yeah, you're allergic to fish.
I'm allergic.
Just
yeah.
shellfish.
Yeah.
Man, you're missing out.
Crab, lobster, shrimp. Yeah,
That
you give it to me,
sucks.
I'll be in the corner like.
At least you live in Missouri and not like on a coast where it would probably really suck.
Yeah, we're
Remember
just
when I
driving by a seafood place, and all of a sudden you have an outbreak.
I'll be like, yeah, I'll get the chicken strips. All right, we're good.
That
we're
does
good.
suck. Crab's one of my favorite foods.
Fish
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
remember when I was a butcher, I tried some crab that they were cooking. I took, a little bite. In the next hour, I'm like, give me a Benadryl. I'm about to pass out back here trying to cut some pork steaks.
Dang.
It was bad.
Was it good though?
It did taste really good. No, I used to eat shrimp and clams as a kid. Like, we go to Golden Corral, and
Yeah.
I'd eat it. I mean, I'd have a whole
Golden
plate
Corral
of it.
is not a good place to go.
No, it's a horrible
I
place
used
to
to
have
do
it.
shit all the time. We'd go to Motomart, and then I'd go in and get all this.
The gas station up on the corner.
Yeah, actually, at school, they had like this little cafeteria with these pre-made sushi rolls, and I ate like 3 of them. And I was like,
God.
man, I'm like, what is in those? They say they're salmon rolls, and I'm like reading the descriptions, and it says baby shrimp. And I go, oh no. Next thing you know, I'm sitting in my room. I didn't break out or anything, but my throat was like itchy, and I'm like, I'm gonna die from freaking college sushi rolls. Come on now. It was bad.
Do you like sushi, Mitch?
Love it.
Do you?
Didn't know I did until actually like a couple months ago. I've had it a couple times. I've always done like, for those who don't, tempura, I guess. I guess it's like lightly fried because I was too scared to just go full-fledged raw fish. But I visited Wyatt, and Wyatt is a huge sushi lover, and we went and...
So you like the fried rolls?
I like the fried rolls. I tried some of the just straight-up raw, legit sushi, and it was good as well. Like eel and stuff, eel sauce.
We'll say where it's just like the ball of rice with a piece of salmon over it, or tuna. Yeah. That...
You like that?
Yeah.
You ever had a California roll?
Yeah.
That's
like the basic.
That's the one that's got avocado
one, right?
in it, right?
I've noticed a lot of them do. Avocado, cucumber, that's like part of it.
Yeah, it's like a sliver of cucumber, a little bit of avocado, and then they put like the fish on top or something like that.
No,
right?
it's in it.
Yeah.
No, oh, it's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
California.
The rice normally encompasses the whole,
Yeah,
all the
with
ingredients.
With the seaweed. Does it
Nori,
got seaweed?
Nori.
Seaweed's the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's rice on the outside. Yeah,
On the outside. But it's like outside crunchy and then meat and vegetables.
But yes. Pretty good. I like
it is good.
I don't eat a lot of sushi
I
because...
guess you probably can't. Yeah, you'd be scared of
I'm
contamination with shit you're
which
allergic to.
it's not like the
I
ones that
wouldn't recommend
you
it
go
for
into like...
someone.
No, it's like it's not like I go into convulsions or anything, but it irritates my throat. So it's not a hardcore allergy, but it's definitely something that's not enjoyable. I'll tell you that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk
just suck it up and eat some sushi with us, Jake.
Oh, bring it. I also bring a bottle of Benadryl or,
Well, allergies like that are interesting because, like, you have to really be cautious of everything.
Well,
like, people that have peanut allergies, they have to look at everything they eat.
Well, that's the thing is whenever it comes to shellfish, they say that you're actually allergic to the iodine because a lot of shellfish have iodine in their system. So whenever I go to get like a CT scan or something, they got to put me on steroids to prep my body to put the iodine in my system.
So you think you're actually allergic to iodine?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, not like
because shellfish is...
Well, yeah.
What are you allergic to in the shellfish?
Yeah,
right?
you wouldn't think it would just be the fish. I mean, because it's all in the ocean. That's the way I look at it. But whenever I was at school, I was getting like a lot of headaches when I was lifting. Well, come to find out, I just had a pinched nerve in my neck. I thought I had like a brain aneurysm or something. But they did like some small testing, and they're like, oh, you might be allergic to iodine. So they put me on steroids for like 48 hours before. So
does that just help build your...
See, I don't know what it does because they were just like, hey, you got to take these pills and you got to come back in 2 days, and then we're going to actually take a CT scan of your head and make sure you don't have a blood vessel about to burst and kill you while you're in the gym. So, yeah, I did that, and then they were like, oh, well, shellfish has a lot of iodine because of the way that their diet is set up. I don't know if they consume a bunch of iodine or what, but they said the iodine itself is what I'm allergic to in shellfish.
I've never heard that before. I just assumed it was some sort of fish allergy.
So now even like those iodine creams, like when you cut yourself or something, I'm like hesitant to use those because my luck is I'd get a little cut on my hand, put some cream on, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm breaking out.
That's what I think of when I think of iodine. It's like when you get give blood or something.
Yeah, where they wipe it on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it does kill a lot of germs and all that. But I don't know what it is.
Do you look at products when you go to buy products to see if they have iodine in it?
No.
You don't?
No.
Have you ever had a problem?
No.
Like an outbreak or something?
No.
It's just with ointments, topical creams.
Oh, I mean, as you can tell, I'm kind of ashy. I don't really lotion up or anything, so. I'd throw some Aquaphor on if I get a tattoo or something, but that's about it.
There's different types of allergies.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I was allergic to poison ivy, and I would just have like a breakout rash. That's all I would get.
See, I was a kid too, but after, I don't know, 18, 20, I never really broke out. I could go through the woods all the time. Shorts,
You're talking poison ivy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a very common.
I got it
That is
bad,
a very
get it
common.
bad, still do.
Really?
The worst.
I had it in my eyes one time.
Yep, I just look at it and I get it.
Really?
Oh, it's terrible.
I think nowadays I could roll in it. I don't think I'd get it.
Oh,
anymore.
I get it. Yeah, bad. I got sent to the office for having it one time.
like in trouble or like?
Yep.
How'd that work?
Pretty
He's
interesting.
got blisters on his skin. Put him in the office.
You guys ever take Spanish in high school?
Oh, senor,
So you're aware. Yeah, no, which everybody who went to school with me knows that, I like to be a class clown, but I knew when to settle down. But I just showed up one day, I had calamine lotion all over my body, like my face and neck and arms, because I had poison ivy bad. And I sat down and I waited, and she came in, looked at me, and thought I was acting out, I guess, and just sent me to the office.
She probably thought you had some weird disease. Get out of my class.
Get out of here. Yeah,
Maybe she was just deathly ill to.
I took
poison
the
ivy.
steps. I took the steps in high school to cover myself in calamine lotion, which is a big step in of itself. But yeah, she sent me away.
That is the worst when you got to put that stuff on.
Yeah, everybody just treats you like you have leprosy.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like
Ooh, it
all
got
over.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he's the affected one.
He's got
We're gonna want to avoid him for a while.
Dang, I liked having him around. Bummer.
The last time I remember getting it was in 7th grade.
Yeah?
And I remember getting it in my eyes, and I had to get a steroid. It was like on like the edge of my eyes, so I had like a steroid cream for it. And that was just because it was so close. But I haven't got it since then. Maybe it was the steroids that kind of beefed me up after that. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all the roids. All the roids got you going.
Well, what is Jake? Do you know?
I'm natty, by the way.
All that. You never took
I know
any
that's
steroids.
popular. Yeah, I'm natty.
You never.
You haven't
never.
asked me, but I know it's coming.
It's our fantastic physique, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work to keep this physique.
Yeah, all the Miller Lights.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah. How's it going?
Jake, you like anime?
There we go.
I've watched a couple of them. I'm trying to get more into it because actually the few that I've watched, like I just started watching Death Note not too long ago. That's actually a really good one.
Hold on. Guys, if you guys are listening to this podcast, do Jake and Mitch a favor and like and subscribe to this podcast for them. This is their third or fourth attempt, whatever you want to consider it. The fourth attempt at recording.
Technically fourth, yes.
Second day, but we've had quite the adventure
I feel so
along
bad.
the way. And you guys have been troopers for this whole entire thing. And if you guys are even watching this clip right now and you guys haven't gone to the page and subscribed yet, you guys are messing up. It's a disrespect to Mitch and Jake.
I just feel so bad because we had very good conversations.
So
Had
many.
some gold.
Many beers and shots ago, but yeah, now you're just stuck with this. So I apologize.
Basically, the only thing is just Ryan racking up a bill because we're just drinking them out of the house.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
We've drank hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. Because
it got no content.
because we finished off, we explained Class Azul and what Class Azul is.
Yeah,
And it's a
yeah.
very high-end tequila. And I had an original bottle. Every bottle is hand-painted. It's got a bell on it. It's all, and we explained it in the podcast. Both of them, probably.
couple times.
And we polished off the first bottle. And then the next time I had you guys out today, at the very beginning of it, we popped a new bottle. And we took some shots of it too. So we just that alone, those depending on where you go are $15, $30 a shot. So yeah.
Hey, let's break another one out so everybody can watch us.
You're treating us.
You want to do another one, Jake? I'll do another one with
Oh
you.
no! I mean, you
Not
don't
yet.
have to. I mean, I will, but
You convinced me.
you ordered it online. You didn't have anybody sign, so you're good.
I'll do a shot with you, Jake.
That's still
You want to do a
wild. I can't
shot?
wrap my head around
Yeah, I'll
it.
do a shot.
All right, let's do a shot.
You want a shot?
No.
No.
Mitch just got to
Nope.
drive us home.
Yeah,
He
gotta
can't-
drive
he
us
can't
right
be drinking.
upstairs
Thank
for
you,
you.
Yeah, I got a little bit of travel.
You do. You do.
Not too bad.
Let's start this off right.
Yeah, gotta hit the bell.
Gosh.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Ring that
Yeah,
bell.
if you could just like and subscribe.
Who's your favorite podcaster? And you can't say Joe Rogan. Go.
Oh, well.
Well, you're gonna say Joe Rogan's excluded?
Yeah.
I've been listening to This Past Weekend by Theo Vaughn. That's a pretty good
All
one.
right.
I like it just because he's so ignorant.
I won't knock anybody's.
Opinion?
Yeah.
I
How many podcasts do you listen to?
I only listen to a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do a lot at work.
I'm always a comedian. I don't go to a podcast for like knowledge-based reasons normally, which I know Joe Rogan is kind of all over the place with that.
That's why I went with Theo Von, because he'll bring, very prestigious people on, and he just cracks jokes the whole time, and it's like, gosh,
the one
man, how's this guy?
The Theo Von with Bobby Lee and Kalila is so funny. The one where they're talking about when they met each other. Yeah, they have Tiger Belly.
Yeah, he's got. Gosh dang, I know. What is the name of that?
What? Bobby Lee's?
With Bobby Lee and then
and his brother?
Andrew
Santor.
Santino?
Santino, yeah.
Cheers,
I know that one's pretty popular. At least with our friend group. I feel like such a bitch. You guys just did that.
It's okay, Mitch.
All right, thanks.
The look on his face. It's okay, man.
No, I like. I'm a huge fan of Tom Segura. I don't know if you guys know.
Segura. Yep.
Tom's
2 Bears,
funny.
1 Cave.
So I like 2 Bears, 1 Cave, but I like his original podcast more. His
Your
wife.
Mama's House?
Your Mom's House. Yeah.
Yep.
With his wife. I really like
Dude, I love comedians. So
I will say I don't like his podcast, though.
Really? Which one?
The one where he does it with Bert.
2 Bears, 1 Cave.
Yeah, 2 Bears, 1. I'm not a fan of that one.
Why? I'm curious.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I haven't watched in probably months.
See, I don't even watch it. I
It's
just
commentary
listen to it,
back and forth. Sorry, Jake. Not to talk
Jake,
over you.
shut
I
up.
didn't mean to talk over you.
It's the tequila.
Tequila. I just think that I think they have some very good episodes.
Yeah.
Some very good clips. I just get tired of the back and forth between them, and that's just that's just my opinion. I know that's just my opinion that a lot of people don't feel that way. I'm sure a lot of people love their back and forth commentary. I just get tired of it.
On some things.
Which I can see that.
But I'm more of an educational based podcast listener, whereas you're more looking to it for entertainment.
Yeah, I'm there for the laughs,
comedy.
Yeah.
I'm there for, I only consume podcast material normally on my drive to and from work. That's about it. So it just... Yeah. It's nice to be in a comedy setting for that, I guess. I don't know. But I'm kind of with you. I used to really love 2 Bears, 1 Cave. That's what actually introduced me to Your Mom's House. But I keep up to date with Your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura. I don't like Bert Kreischer, I've learned.
Really?
Not at all. I just think he's more satire. I just don't find his comedy to be really...
His style of comedy.
It's just not good.
I can see that.
For me.
Tom Segura is just...
Love his comedy.
He's like a legend.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his.
Like if you want to throw out some comedy legends,
stuff.
Yeah,
he currently is working his way into it, but he will be one of in the future they're going to talk about Tom Segura.
You think so?
Oh, I think so.
You think so?
That guy is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
he is hilarious, isn't he?
He is awesome.
Yeah,
his podcast. I mean, he has I think he owns like a studio that has branches for the podcast. The Danny Brown Show, Dr. Drew After Dark. He does one for him, I think. Yeah.
You guys don't think you're biased?
Huh?
You guys think
no?
Think
It's
you're
just
biased?
my personal preference.
Biased? No,
I think
not at all. I've
You don't
listened
think
to
you're biased a little bit?
What do you mean?
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Like, are you guys just mega fans a little bit?
No.
And that's why you guys think that, or do you guys really think that the amount of effort he's putting in plus his comedy skills equal out to he'll be a great.
His sit down setting with his wife reminds me a lot, which a lot of people who listen to this podcast and know what I'm about to say are probably like, that doesn't make any sense. But it reminds me a lot of the Bob and Tom Show on 96.7.
Oh my gosh.
Back when we were growing up. I just really like that aspect.
Is that a St. Louis based?
I don't think. Maybe.
I thought so.
I can't remember. Maybe it is.
It's kind of like 105.7 The Point.
Yeah, you've got your diehard 105.7,
Yeah,
96.7.
You guys are good.
Like there was Woody and Rizzuto, which was awesome. Whereas when you lost Woody to the Rizzuto show,
All right, welcome back.
Keep on.
say you had Woody and Rizzuto,
I think
which
Jake
was
picked up
awesome.
on what I was just doing there, though. Actually,
Yeah. When you
Big
had Woody
brain
and Rizzuto, it was a phenomenal show. Then when Woody, found a better path, and
can
then
we
left.
talk about the Rizz show in St. Louis?
I think it got worse, but that was just me. But there was a lot of controversy behind the Rizzuto show.
Do you guys follow it?
I haven't listened to them
I
since
haven't-
probably
yeah.
ECC.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was talking to a guy at work yesterday, and he was like, "Yo, you remember 105.7 The Point?" I'm like, "Yeah, I used to listen to Woody and Rizzuto all the time." I'm like, "But after Woody left, they started playing more music that I didn't really care for, like because they used to be the alternative. Now they're playing all the mainstream stuff, and it's like, you guys aren't this, the underground band kind of thing, which that's what I enjoyed."
Yeah.
What do you mean by the stuff going on with him? Like the passing of Jeff or Patrico?
Passing of Jeff,
All
Patrico.
of it, man.
Maybe I am caught up.
There's a lot that went on with the Rizzuto
A
show.
little. I don't know what happened with Patrico, but I assume it was
I
something
didn't
really
know if you
bad.
guys listen.
Oh, you
You don't know what
listen.
happened with Patrico?
Oh, dude's a pervert.
I
Well,
mean,
we
that's
got you
one
here
way to
today.
say it.
What
Let's
did you-
just summarize it really quick.
Dude was a pervert.
We have a picture with him at ECC with our
I
arms around
know.
him. Okay.
I literally have a picture where I'm standing next to him,
Docs.
and he looks fat as fuck.
Tax. Well, me too. Don't bring that picture up.
Let's talk about the Rizz show. But let's talk about 105.7 and the Rizz show.
Okay.
But I don't want to bash on them because I love the Rizz show. Like, I really do love them.
Great guys.
Great group of guys. Hilarious.
Hilarious.
And I think
Great
the
skits.
Rizz show, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it like the number one radio show in St. Louis or maybe even Missouri?
I have no clue.
Might be.
It's a number one something.
I mean,
Maybe
they
number
had
one in Creve Coeur. I don't know.
they had a huge
a number
following
one
for years.
something.
I mean,
It's a number one somewhere.
Because I thought I've heard 96.7 claim that they were the first at something too. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Shags and Trevor. In the
Shags and Trevor. Yeah,
I've never even
they're
heard
pretty
of
good.
it, so they're lying.
Yeah, you might be right. I really have no clue. I haven't listened to the point. in a
Well, the difference is Woody Rizzuto does more skits, like the drive-by whorings, like whore. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but everyone else might has no clue what
Yeah.
you're talking
while. I
about.
like that. That was good.
Do you know the drive-by horn?
Yeah, I used to listen to the point all the time.
Oh,
Okay.
she left me for my dad.
Jake, you got to kind of give people some context because we know what you're talking about, but everybody listening to the podcast doesn't know what you're talking about.
What
right
other
now.
skits do they do? Because you say skits, and I immediately think
Well,
back
they-
to Bob and Tom.
Games. He's
So
talking
they had,
games and
yeah,
stuff.
they had like the Craigslist ad of the week.
Freak of the week.
Freak of the
Freak
week.
of the week.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yep.
all flooding back to me.
Yeah.
now. I remember.
Yeah, there was some good golden gems back
And they
in
had
the day.
they did the jelly bean thing where they had like good or gross. Where they tried the jelly bean, they had to guess what it was.
I also
Bean
lo-
Boozled or whatever.
One of
Bean
my
Boozled,
favorite.
yeah.
One of my favorite was whenever they did the music, but they put it in a different genre.
Yeah, or it was the children's melodies. Remember doing that? I remember doing it with you.
Yeah, we
It was
did
the children's melody.
Yeah, we
you were
did.
so good at it too.
Yeah, they started playing it, and I'd be like, boom, right off the bat, and no, ain't no way, boom.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
were
if I
good at
remember
it.
that one. They would play
They did it-
alternative
they-
rock
it
for
did-
children melodies. Like
Yeah, they turn it into a children's melody.
So like they'd take like Wonderwall and then turn it into like
Don't try to replicate it.
I'm
Jake.
saying like like Baby Shark or something,
Yeah.
where it'd be like kind of like that real
that vibe. Yeah.
easy vibe where it's like do 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 do, but it would be like Wonderwall, or they'd do like Leonard Skinner or something, and
rock
every
song.
single time they do it, I know this song.
Well, they started doing
You know.
the
I love music, so that's the reason
real or
that I
fake.
could.
Did you guys were you guys in for real or fake?
Yeah,
That was interesting
Real
time
Fake was pretty good.
because it's like girls are sitting in pictures of their tits and they're in bras and stuff.
Oh,
but some of them,
yeah.
some of them are hand bras, some are bras, some are bikinis.
Yeah.
But every time, all I had to do was listen to it, and I'm like, all right, I'm interested. I gotta go see if these things are real or not. You know, like
See, I
made me wanna
never
get
looked them
involved.
up. I just
They gotta
listened
get
to it.
traffic
Yeah.
one way or another. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
I'd say I never really. I mean, that's very good for traffic for their website.
It was just
but-
interesting to be like, I could tell these things are real or fake or not. A lot of times you couldn't.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because
I mean, there's a lot of good surgeons.
Because sometimes they lay down and they take it. They're taking angles from like down low. They're taking angles from high. It's the angle.
You can't see
and
the support.
Yeah, you don't know if they're supported or what.
Right.
So they did get good at it. But let's talk. Let's talk. What's going on now?
Yeah.
Like now.
I
So
don't know. I haven't
everyone that's
listened.
listening,
I haven't listened.
if you guys
recently,
make sure
so-
you guys go subscribe first. But if you after you guys subscribe.
Hit that bell.
Hit the no. You don't have to hit the bell.
Hit
You-
the bell,
No, that's
hit the
no.
notifications.
Listen.
Hit the bell.
You can't hit the bell. Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
But you don't have to. You guys can actually subscribe, and then you never have to listen to the podcast ever again. No bell, nothing. You can, if you guys never want to hear my podcast ever again, you guys can subscribe, not hit the bell, never hear the podcast ever again, but still support me. That's how easy it is. It's 100% free.
That's desperate.
Yeah.
Desperate?
Sounds like my
Oh, no,
Netflix
not
got suspended
desperate, but
right
like-
there.
Sounds like business to me.
Well, business, sure, but you want people to consume your content.
Yeah. Because if they
Why
consume
would
it,
you improve this?
if they consume it, then they're gonna want their friends to consume it because they're gonna be like, okay, this is good stuff.
All right,
you know?
all right. Okay, I'm going to call you guys out right now. You guys both subscribed?
Yes.
Can I see right now?
King Ryan? Yeah.
You are. Because you were watching my video
I'm
game.
a fucking bit. Hit the bell, bro.
I haven't subscribed.
Oh
but
my God.
I do watch them all. That's the funny thing.
Do you like them at least?
I don't even have a YouTube account. So
Oh,
that's the thing.
bullshit.
I don't.
It's
Jacob-
connected to
Jake locked
every-
up with a statue. He's like,
I don't have a YouTube
he's like,
account.
he's like,
I
he's
need
like,
to make
I gotta
one.
go to the bathroom. I gotta get out of here.
Dude, they'll literally, I'll be watching videos and they'll be like, age restriction. I'll be like, well, I guess I can't watch that one because I'm not subscribed. I'm literally.
What age restriction videos are you
This
watching?
is
Yeah,
why.
it might be like Faces of Death
All right,
kind of.
can we take it down a notch real quick?
All right.
Oh,
all right.
For the
You
people
wanna
listening to the podcast.
You want to take it down?
Yeah, they haven't been here the whole time. So they don't
Yeah,
know where
they
I'm at.
haven't
AMSR.
had the amount of shots and drinks we've had.
This is going to be gold.
Yeah, I was
This-
there from the get go, man.
You were there from the get go because,
You know
yeah,
what?
I remember you commented on one of my video game
Hey,
Let's Play videos,
Hey.
and you're like, "Keep it up, man."
Yeah.
hey,
And
when
I
you,
appreciate that.
when you start doing them again and you want to like play some crazy games, but it's got to be
So
on the
you have
weekend.
to subscribe first before
Yeah,
you
you
even
can't
think
make
about
demands.
getting.
No, I'm just saying.
He's acting.
You want-
He's
you want
wanting
some-
to be
you wanna-
like
Act like he's hit the
duo.
bell.
Hey, I haven't hit the bell. I don't hit the bell, but
No, your
I
thumbnail
get enough
game is strong.
notifications as it is. You know, I'd like to play some of them games, like just random
Really?
games.
You
that
would
play.
do that?
Oh, for sure. But
'Cause
I
I
play
play
on
random
weekends
games.
because I can't do
I
it.
don't care.
I mean, I can't do it during the week because I work
I'll play
4 to
it.
midnight.
I'll play it at
so.
1 a.m. with you. I don't care. I don't care.
There you go.
Dude, we can get some gold content. You
You're
can play it early in the morning.
Now. Yeah, you gotta
But
subscribe.
my videos, I play for like an hour and then I dip out.
Hey, you know what I do?
No,
I literally-
I don't want to know.
I literally play after work, so it's going to be like midnight to 4 a.m. usually.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the time, I'm usually at work. So you got a small window other than weekends.
Could you
Weekends,
grab me a Prime?
if I
please?
don't have
Thank you, Mitch.
guests at the house, then I'm down to play all the time.
I play during the week too, Jake. I'm not kidding, man.
Well, if we do play during the week,
'Cause
it's going to
I'll-
have to
I'll
be
do
while
anything.
it'll have to be, I mean, either really
I'll play
late
at 1 a.m. I'm not kidding.
I'm saying it'll have to be really late at night, or it'll have to be, usually, like I said, I get up at noon, because,
Oh, you'd play at noon?
well, I get up at noon, and then I usually go to the gym, your gym, the fitness parlor, everybody, the fitness parlor.
What?
You guys need to go lift there.
Yes, you do. But
I'll go
how often?
here recently, actually a lot more
Because
here
I got
recently.
files, Jake.
Yeah, here recently
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna-
more.
Yeah, you're right. I did.
I'm trying to get
I
back
love
into it.
seeing you in the gym. By the way.
I'm trying to get back into it,
I love
but
seeing you in there.
you know, when I get a random 12 throughout the week, it's not like I can just.
It's hard to make it in.
Yeah, you work 4 to 4. Last thing I want to do is wake up and go straight to the gym.
I get it, man.
It really sucks because being in a factory, a lot of physical labor.
That's tough. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah, when you work in 12-hour days, it's a tough life.
It doesn't matter what.
'Cause your
you're doing.
days start to
You can be
run
sitting in an
together.
office for 12 hours.
That's a long shift.
Like
That's a long shift.
Mental-
what is it?
Fatigue.
We're 2 months into the 2 months into the year, and I've already had 72 hours of overtime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks. It
Yeah, it is.
sucks, but it's what my job calls for, so that's what I do.
Yeah. No, you're
I'm-
better
I'm-
than most.
I'm
Most people would not do that.
no, I know most people wouldn't do that. I've seen people come in and go, "Wow, we got to work this overtime." Boom, they're out.
Let's travel back to the Rizz show though.
Yeah, Rizz
Like
show.
let's
Rizz
try to
show.
plane
What's
out
up?
for a second. Me and Jake. I feel like Mitch is doing all right. Me and the alcohol is taking over our
You guys
bodies.
are great.
It's at Kazul.
We Class Azul. Yeah, you're close.
Actually,
Is it
yeah.
Casa?
I'll give you a
Azul?
Class. CLASE.
Class.
Class.
Class Azul.
Like kind of like class.
Okay.
With it.
Yeah, that you said wasn't important. Who needs to go to class?
Yeah, that was on the second or third rendition.
Well, so the Rizz show, I'm a huge fan of it. It's a St. Louis
Yeah.
radio show, but people all over the world listen to it. And it's just crazy series of events that's happened to him. And I actually feel really bad for the whole entire show as a whole because it was so funny. It was so good for a long time. They had literally the best group of guys
Crew,
on there.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I was like, man, this is awesome. This is the job. Like, and I'm sure Rizz built himself a team or a crew that he loved.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is there's only an extent as to what you can control. And you could tell from the very get-go, Patrico was a little uncontrollable. He got himself there, and he was on time, but there was days he showed up late. There was days he had outbursts, things like that. And then it's crazy what happened to Jeff Burton. So we're going to talk about Jeff Burton first. Okay. Super sad.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off sad. He was on the Rizz show forever, been on the radio forever. The dude was young. The dude was very young, like 50.
Yeah, so he wasn't past his early 50s if he was.
And even if he was 50, we could probably Google it. He was around that age, super young in super good shape. Like he was very healthy, but he had a crazy. He got cancer, right?
Yeah.
I think he had Crohn's disease.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then he got cancer, and it hit him hard. And when I was working in a body shop, when I had a lot of extra time to listen to the radio, I would listen to the Rizz show every single morning. It came on 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'd listen to it every morning. I'd watch a live, I'd watch it because they have a live stream on YouTube. If anyone wants to go check that out, but they have a live stream where you can go watch all their live cams and everything. And I would watch it a lot because it's a little more involving. Like if they're doing the Bean Boozled, Good or Gross, like you can actually watch their reactions, not just hear them.
Yeah.
And
Get a visual.
yeah, you get a visual. It was a lot of fun. And you seen Jeff Burton as this dude with big beard and hair, and he looked healthy. He was full. He wasn't fat. He wasn't like too skinny. He was very healthy looking. And then in the time after I quit the body shop and I took over the gym, I don't have as much time to listen to the radio like I used to.
I can hear you breathing.
I'm sorry.
And
Let me hold my breath.
I thought it was me and I was getting self-conscious. And then sorry.
You're a little worried?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Like, should I check my heart right now?
Give me a
The
prime.
liquor is kicked in.
But I remember I went like 6 months, and I heard about what happened. And I checked back in, and he had gotten really, really skinny, and he just looked sick. And I started hearing things about it, and I was like, man, that's sad. And then he started working from home. Like he still wanted to work.
Be a part of the show. Yeah.
He still wanted to be part of the show. He still enjoyed it. But yeah, he didn't make it much. I think he made it like a month, maybe.
It was pretty quick, from what I understand.
It was
very
super
quick.
fast, and it's crazy because Jeff was my favorite, my all-time. Like Rizz is funny, Moon's favorite. They all are great on there. Like they all have like their own personalities.
Forgot about Moon. It's
you
been a
know.
long time since I watched that show.
Everybody used to hate
Yeah.
Moon, but Moon's great.
Yeah,
too.
he's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I don't know what
Screw,
it was.
if you don't like Moon, screw you.
What's
basically.
the issue with not liking Moon?
Moon, I
His
think
voice?
it's his feminine
Soft
voice.
voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his feminine voice, and it's his devil's advocate mindset.
I love that idea. I love being the devil's advocate. On
Me
that.
too.
Yeah, you have to have somebody check.
Yeah, but unless you like the devil's advocate side of it, you
You
might
don't
not
like
like
Moon,
it.
yeah.
So that's probably why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people don't
people
care.
are like, oh, why aren't you just going along with everything?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was sad because I love the witty commentary that Jeff always added in. He always added just some silly stuff into it. So it was sad when he left. And then I remember that happened. And then it was only like, what was it, 2 months? 3 months later?
It wasn't long
The
at
Patrico
all.
thing.
The whole Patrico thing came. And did you pay attention much to
I
that?
just heard that he left the show, but I didn't know why. Like I
Oh.
said, I haven't been enveloped in that show in a long time. Not that I had anything against it, but Patrico was one of my favorite people on the show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Partly because
Not mine.
I was just sitting over here like shaking my head. No,
Mitch can
but because
see
I've
it.
seen him in a few events. I ran into him at a blues
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
I
true.
ran into him in ECC. You know, I've run into him at Point Fest. I mean, just shit
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
So then he just like becomes your favorite just because I've run into him in person. and been
He
able to
was
talk to
one of
him
the
that
few
way.
that would actually be out there on
Yeah.
the field, you know.
But
He was involved.
but I didn't know that he
Yeah,
was
he
a
was.
pervert.
Yeah, he was like
As
asking.
Jake would say.
Yeah,
So what did
no.
he actually do? Or do
Yeah,
we
it's
know?
here.
Or is it
Oh,
hidden?
like they would have their viewers come in or like text in, like obviously for the real or fake.
Yeah.
And then he would just randomly text them out of the blue and be like, "Hey, show me your boobies," or like he'd be like, "Yeah, no, that's totally fun, but I want to see something." And it's like he was just being very risque, obviously with the guest of the show.
Yeah, so it's a little forward.
And then everybody was like taking screenshots and sending them in, and
I'm pretty
it
sure-
literally made him look like a pervert.
Yeah, he created a paper trail of being
Oh, for sure.
creepy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he was also because he got a surgery. He had to lose some weight, and then he got a surgery and he lost a bunch of weight. Then he got a divorce. After the surgery, he got a divorce, which I'm guessing maybe was an ego thing that caused a problem in his relationship or partial
Oh,
problem.
becoming healthier.
Could
you
have
think,
been,
maybe?
I think he just got in a little better shape and he put some confidence in him and caused problems in his relationship. Maybe he was messaging women or flirting with. I'm guessing, maybe because a lot of times stuff like that happens in life. But then, from what I understand, he was messaging women on Facebook and sending them a message like Jake was just saying.
Yep.
Like.
Show me this, whatever.
Yeah, I want to see this, or let's do this together, or something like that. And then it was happening so often that it was getting a little creepy. I'm sure it worked. I'm sure
Why
that
would he? Yeah, he's doing it because it's worked a couple times.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rizzuto made a segment out of it as much as I had seen online. He'd be like, oh, let's just pull up Trico.
That many, huh?
Oh, dude, it was like within a week, they just, I don't know if everybody just kind of got together and was like, oh, yeah, no, I got these messages. And I mean, they just put him on blast.
Well, so it's probably like just the typical outing then. It's probably been happening forever. And then some gal probably reached out.
One
and
girl
then
reached
they
out
all reached out
and was just trying to, be like, hey, I
This
don't
isn't
really
cool.
appreciate with it. And then everybody was like, boom, 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 boom.
So it's not
in a
just
line.
me. And then they did their stuff in as well.
Yep. The Me Too thing that they always say. Like whenever they got all these celebrities were like, oh, something went on. Me too, me too, me too. And it just
And you know what? In
was
this
a huge
situation,
catalyst.
it's freaking right.
It is.
Well, especially when you leave.
That's
wrong.
when the
Yeah,
Me
I
Too
mean-
movement is purposeful.
For sure.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, instead of just, allegations they don't have facts.
Which
behind
is-
them.
Yes.
Sure.
When did that first start? Was that the whole Bill Cosby thing?
I'd imagine. Maybe.
Like Bill Cosby, like they came out with that, and then all of a sudden it was just
He's out now.
all these politicians.
Bill
all this-
Cosby's out?
Yeah,
think.
he's out.
Yeah, he's going to.
Him and OJ are walking the streets
Oh
free.
my gosh, we're not safe.
I heard that he developed a new hour
Oh really?
in prison.
Wow.
I saw that on Facebook, I think, so I'm sure it's true. But,
He's got all
Yeah.
the tats and gang gang.
yeah, he developed a new hour of comedy material.
I couldn't imagine.
I used to
Who,
give John
Bill?
Bill Cosby.
Screw Bill Cosby, man. That freaking dude's a fag.
Put the pudding in the pudding stick.
He was. I remember John Langdon always said that he was his favorite comedian. Dak and I talked about.
Huh?
He used to love
What?
his old stand-up special. I'm sure it doesn't condone date rape,
I don't know.
but I'm just saying he was a huge fan of Bill Cosby's like stand-up specials and stuff.
I don't know, like
Weird.
if you want to
I
go
never
with like
watched it,
some of my favorite comedy I've ever seen, Robin Williams.
Really, Robin Williams is one of my top actors.
If you get him on stage, he was just something else.
It's just his impressionism. Is that
Yeah.
even a word? Impressionist material?
Yeah,
Material? I
where
don't
you
know.
do like, obviously the very famous one was the Scottish coming up with the golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oi, we just going to hit the ball. It's like, gosh, Robin, you are so good.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Do you like him as an actor?
Oh, I love him as an actor. I mean,
Have you guys ever seen Dead Poets Society?
No.
I haven't. No.
Oh, you guys need to watch that. I would actually argue to say that's his best movie.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's strong.
Wow.
Yep. And I've seen Jumanji.
What was the movie where he had? I don't know if it's Benjamin Button, where he would outgrow. Gosh, how do I explain this? He would be aging, but he would still be like the mental capacity of somebody like much younger because he's like he's 7 years old, but he looks like he's 30. Do you know what I'm thinking about?
Sounds like Benjamin Button, but I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
Benjamin Button's where you were actually old and you grew young.
Well, his was the opposite. He's young, but
Yeah.
he ages really quickly. Like he'd be like 6 foot tall, but his classmates are,
No clue, but
I
I'd
think I
watch
know what you're talking
It's an
about.
old
but
movie. It's like a '90s movie. You guys
Yeah.
are kid. You kill me right now.
no, I know what movie you're talking about, but I don't know the name
Oh
of it.
man,
I
that's
don't
a
even
great
know.
movie. You need to watch that movie. If I have to watch Dead Poets Society,
Dead Poets Society.
you have to watch that movie I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm gonna get
Well, the one where he's like,
flamed for not
he basically
knowing
plays like C-3PO. He's like a robot for that little girl. You ever seen that movie? That's pretty sad too.
None of us know any movies about
But yeah, he's great.
Hey, what about the one where he's the doctor and he goes through all the cancer
What, the
patients?
one where he plays the game, you know? And
Hey,
he goes
he's
into
the
jungle.
genie. You know what I mean?
Bobby the movie. Dead Poet Society is
Is it an old movie? I assume. Well, he's
it's
passed away,
90s.
so I
Yeah.
assume.
It's 90s, but it's basically about he's a teacher at a all boys school, and
I might have seen that.
he's a English teacher, and he's teaching poetry in this English class, but clash. And tequila. It's the tequila that's got me talking like that. But basically, all these boys that are going to school, it's all boys school, they're all being guided their entire lives by like their parents or somebody in their life trying to set their life up to be doctors or lawyers or
Oh, so
whatever.
it's like a private school.
It's a private school, 100%.
Okay.
All boys private school. And when they go there, Robin Williams is a new teacher in this class, and they're first year students. And he teaches them poetry, and he teaches them that it comes like from the heart, and you make it up yourself, and it's how you express yourself through poetry. And so everybody has it in them, right? Like to do your own thing, be creative, and be yourself. And so something he teaches them, like they're all guided, and they all have, you can tell they all have that naturally. And there's one boy that wants to be like an actor. And he wants to be like part of like a play in the school, but his dad's like, no way, you're not doing
drama.
that. Yeah. And so like in it, this boy, and like it's like this whole class, but this boy in particular like falls really close to Robin Williams. They teach him about Dead Poet Society, and Robin Williams went to the school when he was a child as well. And it was something that they did. They snuck to this cave, lit a candle, and they all read each other poetry. They came up with poetry, but they went there, they drank, they hung out. There was a all-girls private school, like across the lake or across the way. So they get girls to come there and hang out in this cave. And so they ended up starting to do this thing too. But ended up at the end of the movie, this boy applied for the play, got the lead role. The dad found out, told me he wasn't allowed to do it. He did it anyway. The dad came and watched it. After it, he pulled him out of the school. Like the day after, he's like, I'm pulling you out of this school. You're going home with me, and you're going to do this whole other thing. He's like, I don't like what you're doing. And then that night, the same night of the play, that he pulled him out of school and brought him home, the kid, like the movie, it's such a good movie. And they talk, like, there's a big, like, line from it, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Mm-hmm. That's what like the whole movie's about, basically, like living for the moment and seizing the day, basically. At the end of it, it just shows like the impact that a parent can have on a kid by forcing them to do something. The kid gets up in the middle of the night and goes down to his dad's room, gets a gun out of his office and shoots himself. And then the mom and the dad wake up and they're crying and like bawling and stuff. And that's how it ends. Damn, crazy movie.
I might have to see that. That sounds
It's a crazy movie. Yeah.
I cannot believe I've never heard of this movie before.
Yeah.
And the only reason I watched
Especially being a Robin Williams movie.
The only reason I watched it was because I was in a English class in college, and my instructor
for the 2 days you were there.
No, I went to East Central for a semester and a half. Put a little respect on it.
Damn.
Like, okay,
Change your life.
first day we have English class. Second day we're watching Dead Poet Society.
Hey, when's your next play? That's just what I want to know. You gonna go do a play?
Are you gonna do?
Saying it moved you so much. Do you want to get on stage?
Yeah, you should run a play, Ryan.
No, I don't want to. But I
you know, I
seize
did a
the
play.
day. Can we go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Let's take a piss break.
Say, you know, I did a play in high school.
Did you?
What did you play as?
Yeah, it was
Did
the
you?
Elephant Love Melody.
Horton Hears a Who?
Yeah, no, yeah, I was the elephant.
My gosh. Let's talk about it when we get back. You think Robin Williams is your favorite comedian, huh? He's your favorite stand-up?
I wouldn't say. I mean, I know I did say favorite, but I wouldn't say favorite stand up. But he's definitely up there on the list.
Who's your favorite stand-up then? Mitch wanted to know.
See, that's
Mitch
put me on
asked who
spot.
my favorite podcaster was.
That's put me on the spot.
and
There's so many.
It would be Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. If you want to go with podcast, it's Joe Rogan.
Podcast is Joe
I
Rogan.
like it because you got Parks and Rec, where it's just him and his buddies just cracking jokes. But then he's also got so many different influential people on there. You know, you got beekeepers. You got the guy that bought that land in Alaska that's finding all these stipe bison.
Who's this?
Oh, you haven't heard that one?
I haven't been
No.
keeping up with Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. No, he had this one guy. I can't remember his name. But he had a guest on there that bought like 15,000 acres in Alaska. And they're finding these remains of these bison that apparently were nowhere in that area.
Yeah.
But it's obviously way before they did all their testing.
Yeah.
And basically saying that like migration of herds was way different than what common archaeologists are saying.
Is that because
It's like when you go with the Younger Dryas event where they had a comet that hit and they said, oh, there was no real civilizations before 12,000 years ago. They have evidence, but archaeologists won't listen to what the actual guys going in, like when they used LiDAR.
Do you know if I said the guy's name? Would you know who it is? Is it like a bald looking guy?
It's an older gentleman.
John Reeves.
That does sound familiar, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, because he just posted yesterday that they found a mandible in a certain riverbed that apparently they were nowhere near. You know,
That's what's so great about the Joe Rogan podcast.
because he
He has some very smart, intelligent, interesting people on there.
yeah
And I get that he's so big,
Right.
but he's big for a reason.
Right.
yeah,
Like he's not overhyped.
and it wasn't just.
I don't think he's overhyped.
I don't
Do you think
so.
he's overhyped?
No, I don't think so either.
And like the thing is like people think, oh, you just got the name because the UFC and all that. He started the podcast before he even started commentating for
Oh,
the
really?
UFC. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that podcast I think he's had for 13 years.
Cool.
And when he started, it was literally in the basement of his house, and it was just a couple guys sitting around. You know, he had his
Weird.
yeah, he had his friends like
I
Joey
just took a
Diaz and all
drink
them
of this
coming on.
tequila and club soda. I forgot to put club soda in it.
So you just took a shot of tequila.
Hey, if that's the case, give me another one of them Class A's.
Wait, so you're saying Robin Williams is your favorite comedian? Not that I'm throwing shade on it. I just
If we want to go with like all around, I would say he's definitely up there on the list.
damn. All right, that's pretty. I mean,
And Tom Segura is your top?
no,
Oh, who's your top?
Ralphie May.
Ralphie
May?
Okay, if you want to go with like just
My favorite comedian.
Straight up
My
stand-up?
favorite stand-up. Ralphie May, Joey Diaz, Tom Segura.
Joey Diaz is second?
The second.
Is that what you said? It
No,
second?
he's just
Oh,
saying.
those are all
names,
good.
Yeah,
My
Top.
number one is Ralphie May, probably.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
yeah Ralphie May.
Well,
He still
was,
shows up on my Facebook feed all the time, like when they got them little videos. I'll be scrolling and I just see a
shorts
Ralphie May.
or
I have to stop. I have to stop and watch it because
Yeah.
Ralphie May was just a genius.
I liked him ever because I used to watch the show that made him big, The Last Comic Standing. I used to watch that show and he was on it.
I heard he's good. I've never listened to anything about him.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh,
Definitely give it a try.
I will.
yeah,
If
Ralphie
you trust
May.
my comedic judgment, I would give it a shot.
I think I
Ralphie
will.
May is hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. I've never listened. I don't know who I would put as my top comedian.
I do not like Joe Rogan stand-up.
No,
I don't like
Me
Bert
neither.
Kreischer stand-up.
I've never listened to Bert's stand up. Bert's humor, I get why people find it funny.
I get
I
back down
don't
fast.
find it funny.
No.
It's very American Pie.
Low-hanging
Esque.
fruit feeling.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's any thought into it. It's just kind of
Yeah.
just silly to me.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. Hey, I mean, I'm not.
Knocking it. No, people like
Yeah.
that crap.
He's-
Crap.
Kill
People
it.
like that.
He's got a
that
movie.
style of comedy. Sorry, but no,
He's
I
got
just-
a movie coming out.
yeah.
I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's
The
called.
Machine, probably.
The Machine.
if I had
Yeah,
to
that's
guess.
exactly what it's
No,
called.
that was his old.
Joke, which is what the movie's
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
off of.
Oh, he's
It
got
is.
a movie.
Yeah, he's got an actual
I didn't
movie
hear that.
coming out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'll probably watch the movie.
I'll watch the movie.
Yeah,
I'll watch the movie.
I don't hate Bert
And you'll
Kreischer by any
critique
means.
the shit out of it.
Maybe.
Really?
I don't know. I don't dislike the guy. I mean, he's attached. I mean, he's a business partner of Tom Segura on many, many things, and I'm just
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Tom Segura's. So, but yeah, I'll
What
watch the movie.
about that TV show Tom had? Do you remember that?
No, I
They
don't.
were going to be in the Or was it Bert that had it?
Bert had it.
Bert
He
had
was
it.
like
They were-
traveling around.
Thought it was stupid.
Yeah,
It was
he
like,
fought a bear or something.
No, I thought this was where they were there at a Chinese
Lodge.
resort
Yeah.
type thing.
He had Bobby Lee.
Did you have
there.
Bobby Lee on?
Bobby Lee was on, I think, as well. Yeah.
Bobby Lee is definitely underrated too. That
Bobby
dude
Lee is
funny.
so underrated.
Overrated.
He
Overrated.
Overrated, man.
Nah, I think he's funny.
Andrew Santino is great. Bobby Lee, man. I've liked him more now. I liked him in SNL, and I like him now.
Yeah.
Or not SNL.
Bobby
Mad
Lee
TV.
is so rejected from
Mad
Bobby
TV,
Lee's
yep.
never been on Joe Rogan.
It's because he refuses to go.
Bobby does.
Yeah.
Because I've heard clips of Bobby saying he's never invited me.
No, there's been clips where he's like, I haven't been on there. And they're like, why not? And he's like, making excuses. And
Really?
Yeah.
I don't dislike Bobby Lee.
He was on it like 12 years ago.
I think he does well with other comedians, like certain comedians in the room. Does great with Andrew Santino.
Theo, he does good with.
Theo he does great with. But like when it's just him in a setting and he's talking, sometimes those jokes are just way out
like
there.
a cliche thing.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know.
But that's how I feel
low-hanging
about.
fruit field.
That's how I feel about Theo Vaughn sometimes.
I agree.
Oh,
Like
Theo
I
is
find
definitely
Theo
out there.
like pops off with some funny stuff, and I was like, "What? Where'd that come from?"
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny. But also, it's always like that. It's always like that. But it works because he's aiming at the masses.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so it's like he wants to stick to that same style because that same style is what gets you at first.
Yep.
And he
so
plays that dumb country bumpkin, but sometimes he'll have a good one-liner.
Oh, he's very
I've noticed,
intelligent.
Like he'll be. I
He's
forget what
smart.
The joke was, he had a really, really funny one-liner that Joe Rogan didn't even catch. I was listening to the podcast where he was on it. And it was a while back, but it's just like that was hilarious, and Joe didn't receive it because he didn't catch it. But it was it was quick thought. It was quick wit from Theo Vaughn, which I just thought was good. But
That's
he
the
is
thing.
smart.
Is a lot of comedians, they make their basically their stand up. Theo is like 100% all the time thinking of comedy. He just wants to be funny no matter what, which can look bad because you make jokes at inappropriate
you're
times.
just always an act.
Yeah,
But that's how comedians are.
Not-
we know some
not all
people.
of them.
No, I know some people are like that.
What do you mean?
What are you
They can't.
throwing
They
shade?
can't have serious
serious?
conversations.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah.
They can't. They can't just. You can't
Yeah.
have a serious conversation with them and then switch over to a comedic conversation. They can't joke and be serious. If they have trouble going back,
Which
it's either.
I could see that with Theo. Yeah,
I can tell you right now. I have a problem with being too serious all the time. Like I have
chill out, would you?
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I notice it, but I notice there's people that have too hard of a problem switching from the comedy over to a serious conversation as well,
Sure.
and it's
I think it's all
affecting their
context.
life.
Probably all
yeah,
context. with
it's a
me.
lot of context.
Well, actually, that's not true. Depends on who I'm in the room with, too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a big part of it.
No, when I'm around,
Try to gauge the other people in the room.
yeah, I usually try to play it off,
Yeah.
same stuff like that.
Oh, I just gotta try to be funny all the time.
Well, I think naturally I'm a more serious person.
Yeah.
Opposite for me.
Yeah, you're naturally more of a comedic person.
I guess.
Yeah,
Pretend.
yeah. Well, that's.
It's just how
I
it
like
is.
I like
Yeah.
it because like when you got
But
really
there's some people
serious
that can't
issues.
just
Turn it off.
can't turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who can't read the room
Mm-hmm.
makes me. Which I might be that person too. Maybe I'm talking about myself sometimes, but
I feel the same way.
That's difficult. Yeah, when
Mhm.
you can't read the room and make that adjustment, makes it tough.
Yeah. Well, I wish I was more like that sometimes. I wish I thought more comedic sometimes.
Why?
Like I wish I felt why.
Yeah.
I feel like those people are more enjoyable to be around.
It also puts people at ease too. You're not always
Yeah.
so strung out as they say,
Yeah. Everybody likes a good joke.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to always have a
You could be
serious
doing something,
conversation.
then boom, haha, you get a good laugh. Like just a small laugh can help tremendously
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Everybody enjoys a good laugh. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
I'm
what
just
you just
thinking-
think about
tell
what?
us what you're thinking.
Why the
Mitch.
fuck did everybody think Bobby Lee and Bert Kreischer are so funny? I don't know. I'm stuck on that. But no,
well,
I completely agree.
I've
It's
never seen Bobby Lee stand up.
same.
So I couldn't tell you if it's funny or not. All I've ever watched is like
Him on podcasts.
clips of him on podcasts. I've
Yep.
never even watched full podcasts. So
I wish I could remember the name of the podcast he's on with Andrew Santino. I've given it a couple tries, and I really haven't had big issues with it. I mean, I like it, but sometimes I just get turned off by Bobby Lee, I guess. I don't know.
but he can't be funny all the time.
Oh,
right?
right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't expect excellence. But like with Two Bears, One Cave, I'm a huge Tom Segura fan, and I just deal with Bert Kreischer in the meantime, and he is good sometimes, but more often than not, I'm just like, I'm tired of listening to Bert talk, so I'm just over this podcast.
Well, I think I seen the other day one of their biggest clips is Bert Kreischer where he has the Kool-Aid and the big
64 ounces or
64 ounces.
I just didn't find it that funny, but it's one of the biggest clips they have.
It is. The podcast in it itself is good.
Yeah,
I mean,
the podcast.
because I watched it real time, not just shorts, and it was authentic and it was pretty good in that regard. But yeah, it's really not that funny.
Yeah.
I just like it because
I get it. It's humorous that someone wakes up and drinks that much. They do that for a Kool-Aid drink. Like it's humorous, but
Have you seen the one where they tested sex toys?
No.
Yeah, I was
Was
literally.
that during one of their live shows? That was during a live show, I think.
It might have been a live show, but they were like talking about these vibrating butt plugs and like Tom's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and put it in, and Bert's like, there ain't no way, and he comes back and I guess he just had it in his crack, like kind of leaning up in his crack, and he comes back and he goes, did you put it in? He goes, yep. So Bert's like, I gotta go try. So he goes to the bathroom and he's like, there ain't no way a normal human can put that in their asshole. And they're just sitting on these butt plugs that are vibrating, and they're just like, dude, this feels really good.
well, do they just keep doing podcasts together all the time?
Yeah.
Is that how they do it?
That's
Back and forth
that's that
commentary between
podcast.
them.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
And then they each have obviously their own. Like Bert's got his own Bert's Cave or something. The Cave. Something.
Yeah, I'd rather just listen to Tom's Your Mom's House.
But his Tom talks aren't that good sometimes. He's got his own where he talks to like athletes, where it's not a comedic setting. They just
It's
have
just
long
more
form
of a serious
conversation,
thing.
and they're good sometimes.
He doesn't
but-
joke.
I mean, yeah, he has some jokes in there with him, but sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's not. But that's the same thing why you would probably take Joe Rogan material, because sometimes, like he was talking to scientists about CWD one time, and I was all over that. I wanted to know all about that, and I was
Which is
totally
what?
chronic wasting disease, like in deer population mostly. It's a big thing. It can be a big scary deal if you get into it, but I was super into that, so I was listening to that, and then I wasn't in it for the comedy.
Yeah, for the
comedic
laugh.
routine.
You wanted the actual
It was
information.
good material from people who were educated on it, and it wasn't Facebook, so I trusted it more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just
Someone that's supposed to be a little more educated.
absolutely. And then you can, Joe's gonna ask the right questions. He's an avid hunter, and he was curious about kind of things. So it's kind of nice to have somebody like that in there. You're a librarian that's just does podcasts, brings in a CWD expert might not ask some of those questions.
So what is this again?
CWD. I'm not a huge expert, but chronic wasting disease is what it's called, and it's like I think it's a prion is what they call it. Think like mad cow disease, similar to that, but it gets in deer and it causes a lot of crazy health concerns with the deer. Like they'll become very malnourished looking, very drooly, slobbery, and all of that can pass this CWD to other deer. It's very, very invasive to deer populations. So you can't like kill it. Last of Us right now, the huge popular show. You can't kill that in the show. It's like
What is it?
The Last of Us, that show.
Yeah,
I've
it was a video game.
It was a video game, became a show. It's got like a disease or virus in
It was
it.
a PlayStation game. Yeah.
Yeah.
A very
Oh,
popular
Last
game.
of Us.
I was trying to
Yeah.
bridge it for you because you didn't know what CWD was. But basically, just think of a virus that can't be burned, can't be killed, can't be destroyed.
Well, I never played the last.
It's
of Us.
always going to be there.
Me neither.
It's kind of
Oh.
if you want to think of it in like human aspect, it's kind of like syphilis. Like you can't get rid of syphilis. Like they've tried, or like
burning
AIDS,
it. They've
or
tried
AIDS.
burying it.
AIDS. You can't get rid of
Quit
AIDS.
pointing at
Try
me
and
like
give
I'm
it-
like, yeah, man.
try
yeah,
and give it
syphilis.
away.
I'm just saying they've done tons of research and all that. They can't get rid of it. So CWD, you can't get rid of it. It's always going to be there, regardless.
You have to kill
They
each one.
actually do like management
each infected
hunts.
one.
You have to get it out of
stop
the population. If one of them is
That's
infected,
how you do it, though, right? Just
yeah,
kill it.
they go and eat from a corn pile, which not in Missouri, but in states that allow that, they go and eat from a corn pile that has CWD. A deer does, and then other deer come to that. Now they all have CWD, and they might not see that. It might take years for that to come in, or
so like AIDS,
just like syphilis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at
Al Capone.
Well, I
Old boy was a player, and the next thing you know, he's fishing out of his own swimming pool.
I had always said that what they need to do with any disease that's like you can't get rid of it, non-curable, we need to make a special island. And you get and
It's
it
called
needs
Epstein
needs to be
Island.
Jake, stop. We're not going to go there. It needs to be a luxury island, right? Like, let's give up Hawaii.
Hang on. Actually, continue.
Well, yeah.
Let's give up Hawaii.
Yep.
And let's give it to anyone that has an uncurable disease.
Like
AIDS.
Okay.
HIV, AIDS.
Yep.
Where let's make it to where they can go there. They can do whatever they want, and there's not a worry about, like, they can still enjoy their life. They can live their life to the full. We can ship things over to them. They can live out the rest of their life there.
Being cared for?
It'd almost be
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a sense.
So, like,
But make
you got
it
a prison for people with uncurable diseases.
see, but
Or a
that's
refuge for homeless who just want to get AIDS so they can go live on this island. And
Yeah.
taken care of.
You know how
That's
overpopulated
fine.
they get?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
That's
I don't know.
fine.
I'm just,
I'm not-
that devil's
but
advocate shit we were talking
still
about.
have
Devil's
to.
advocate?
They still. I don't like the. I don't like to call it a prison. Like, I think that sounds bad.
I mean,
that's
you're
why I
putting
said.
them on an island thousands of miles away from normal.
That's why I said Hawaii, because it's luxury.
I'd love to go.
Yeah,
you call it- you
like,
call
people
it
go there for
luxury.
vacation and pay
Yeah.
extra money. So let's just. I think we as a society have to sacrifice, and let's give up a bigger freaking island, Australia. I don't know.
Yeah, okay,
Let's
now
give
they're all
something
going to
up.
die to poisonous snakes
I'm
and
just saying,
spiders.
let's give up something. Like, these people don't deserve to be just outcasted where they have to live in this society. But we're also worried about, like, having to get infected by them. But, like, if you get it, you get to go here. You got to live, because it's like you have a whole place you can live. Like Hawaii and Australia, they're not small places. It's not like a confined prison where you have to go live. But if you, like, let's say you get AIDS, you don't want to give that to somebody else. But you go to Australia that everybody has AIDS, you're not worried about giving it to somebody else.
You're
This
just trying
is
to make
so
like a
wild.
big AIDS orgy island is what you're trying to do.
You want to put it that way? I wouldn't put it that way. But is that not, but eventually,
But that's the thing is,
if everybody kept going there that had it, would it not die off there?
you want to
AIDS?
Yeah.
you want to hear my conspiracy?
AIDS and anything else that was uncurable.
If you want to go to it,
That's what I'm talking. No. Let's
they
wait. Let's talk
say it's
about it.
uncurable. They say it's uncurable.
It's not. I'm not curing it.
I think it's literally big pharma.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying cure it. I'm just saying eliminate it
I mean, yeah.
over a long period of time.
Maybe. Unless the guy who drives the boat with all the
Gets
kids
it.
gets AIDS.
And then he has to go there.
And then
Yeah,
he only works the dock now. He stays at the dock.
Yeah, I'm just saying, why
Tie it up,
not
tie it
have a
up.
precaution like that? Why is there not something like that?
Because it seems inhumane.
Yeah, it's very inhumane.
Yet people are paying thousands of dollars
to go to an
Hawaii.
island that isn't infested with AIDS.
Yeah, they're going there to enjoy a beach.
You can call it infested, you can call it whatever, but you can also just call it Hawaii, and this is where you go, and this is the place you go.
Oh, you
Segregation
have
never
a-
really worked out in this country. I'm
Yeah.
not sure we want to.
Yeah, you go to
that
have
with
you happen to have a
illnesses
one night stand
now.
with somebody, and now you got to go. You're forced to go to an island because you tested positive.
Yeah, I see what you say,
That-
forced. Because
Yeah.
you gotta give up your family and everything.
Yeah.
What if you get
you
like
have to change your whole lifestyle
what if it's
to
like
go
an
to this
agricultural
island?
thing? Like where, like how anyone that's gonna buy
Oh,
land.
we're gonna get AIDS to make
calm
bananas.
down. Calm down, Jake.
Pineapples?
Calm down.
Come on
Calm
now.
down. What if, like, you get if I want to buy a farm,
Yeah.
as long as more of the farm is used for farming, like you can, like a house and a farm, that it has to be more farmland than a house is worth. Does that make sense?
The property has to be worth more than the building on
Yes.
it? Yeah.
And I can basically get like a 1% loan on it, super cheap, because that's government assistance for it. What if there was something like that, where there's an incentive? Well, you didn't have to, but there was an incentive to go there to help minimize it.
You're like creating a rehab for something you can't come back from, though.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna say FEMA.
I mean, why wouldn't that work somewhere where it isn't landlocked? Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's too easily transferable.
Yeah, but like you say, that'd be tough. You go to an island.
I'm not saying it'd be the end all cure all, but I think it would help
So you're just trying to eradicate it.
lower the numbers. Yeah. Just like they were with COVID.
That's
like
the
wearing a
thing.
mask
I
didn't stop COVID.
You know?
I
But
feel
did
like
it help? Probably a
even-
little bit.
even then,
Fair.
I feel like
Staying home, did it help? It
Yeah.
probably didn't stop it, but did it help? Yeah, probably a little bit. That's what I'm getting at.
I still feel like there is no end all to
Deal.
things that are uncurable as of right now. Until we actually,
I'm not saying make it 100% curable.
until we actually have a cure for uncurable things, there's never going to be a slowdown or an end to it.
So you don't think there's a reason to even try? You're like, since there's not a reason, we shouldn't even worry about it.
No,
Jake's
no.
saying the money's too good in sick people to want to cure it, I think, is what Jake's trying to say. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's why Big Pharma doesn't.
Oh,
that's why there's
that's
something
why.
like. Is that why something
Like
like
with-
my idea hasn't happened?
No, I think your idea is crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, it's very outlandish.
Okay.
There is a big,
I like where your head's at.
there's a huge capita in sick people. Because if you want to go back, 150 years when we didn't have blood pressure medicine, we didn't have ibuprofen. I'm saying just normal things to where they can make money off of big pharma. Where, you got a fever, you might die in the next couple months. There wasn't any capital gain to where they could just feed off of the common people to support their needs. There wasn't no CEO that was like, these people got AIDS. Guess what? I can jack the price up and make sure I can let them live a little longer and make some money. Or I can just say, hey, we'll put them on an island and take care of them. And then my money's not going to help make me rich. It's going to help them live a successful life somewhere else. You know
also,
what I mean?
HIV and AIDS isn't just in the United States, so that would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be something
Millions.
worldwide.
Millions of people.
So that's where the Australia was coming into
So-
play. Have a big island.
Yeah, I'm
do we
acting
just-
like we're all just one big nation.
Yeah, we're all friends.
Yeah. Let's
There's
just
no balloons.
Like we're
There's
all
no.
just gonna agree
Yeah.
on something.
we'll inhabit Mars and we'll just send all the people with AIDS to Mars. How about that?
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Then they can populate that Earth with or that planet.
We're
with
just gonna start it off on the wrong foot.
Yep. Just send
How's
them all.
Mars going? Well, pretty good if they didn't all have AIDS. I mean, that's
They're like, oh, you
kind of
test.
tough.
They're like, oh, you tested. You got a week. Guess what? You're going in space. Come on, Elon Musk, make it happen.
Make it
We'll,
happen.
Now
we'll
it's
eradicate AIDS by sending them to Mars.
That's messed up, and we should quit talking about this conversation.
Don't look at me.
Do you guys have an interest in playing a game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
Yeah, let's play a game.
We gonna play.
Let me get a beer and then we'll play a game.
Do you guys have a list?
I mean, I got a good list in my mind.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll figure it out.
Well, you'll be first, so.
Shit. I'm looking for dark hair. I can't find any.
You're a dark hair guy?
Big time. Big time.
You guys have. We're doing 2 males and a female. Top 3.
2 males?
Oh, no. 2
What the
females.
hell are you doing to
2
me? Okay.
females.
So we gotta release our inner gay. All right, gotcha.
All right. So I can do this then.
But have some alternatives.
Jeez.
I can think of quite a few.
All right. Yeah. I might have to say and then explain what they're in so that you guys can tell me who they are, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be very precise.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Okay.
We'll start it out.
Hold on. Okay. Top 3 celebrity crushes. guys ready?
Yep.
2 of them have to be female. 1 of them have to be male. No repeating. You guys got them?
Yeah.
You guys got them?
I got a good idea.
I need a confirmation that you're
I'll
good.
do my best. Ryan.
Okay.
Have to look at my list.
That's
but yeah.
all I need. All right, so Mitch, you're going to go first.
Okay.
No repeating.
No repeating.
So I hope you guys got some backups.
2 female.
I
1
need
male.
your number one. If you got a mulligan from your wife, who would it be? Sorry, Miranda, if you listen to this.
If I had a mulligan from my wife.
Okay, let's scratch that.
No, I like it.
Okay.
If I had a celebrity hall pass, isn't that what they call it? A
hall pass. But I'm just talking number one celebrity crush. Who's your number one celebrity crush?
Okay, I would probably have to say Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
What's she playing?
What is it? Easy A. She's in one of the
Redhead.
Spider-Man movies. Yeah, she's red
Redhead.
hair.
Yeah.
Which I know I said like dark hair, but
Is she the one that hung upside down in Spider-Man?
no.
No.
Or she was one there? She wasn't the one where Spider-Man was upside down?
No.
Ah,
Come on, Ryan.
No.
I don't watch Spider-Man.
Oh,
You uncultured swine.
Sorry. Well, let me see here, since she's on this list.
La La Land, Carell, This Amazing Spider-Man, Easy A, Zombieland, Crazy Stupid
Zombieland.
Love.
Yeah, the redhead in Zombieland. You've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
Zombieland.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
seen Zombie.
Sure, okay.
Yeah,
She's cute.
she's like the main
cute.
actress.
I don't know about top one. She's cute.
All right, you go first, Mitch, and then we're just gonna beat you to death. Happily married, by the way. Happily married.
Yeah.
Jake,
yeah.
what's your number one?
Margaret Robbie. Absolute.
Margaret Robbie?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Really?
The crazy wife.
She's like a stick, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, it's your thing.
Let me
But
look
I
it
won't
up.
make
have
you
you-
feel bad or
But
anything about it.
the thing is, have you? I don't know. I mean, I know it's probably not her actual personality, but the whole crazy thing. Love it.
You like a basket?
Love it. Love it.
You like
Love
crazy
it.
women.
Love
Is that
it.
why? You like
Love
crazy
it.
women?
Love it.
All right. Wow, you're
Love
just
it.
as crazy as the women you like.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I am.
I don't
I am.
think opposites are attractive.
Well, mine, I feel like I'm going to do it for the boys and put Jennifer Aniston as my number one.
what?
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston deserves it.
Yeah. She
At
is
her
like,
age, she deserves it. She's taking care of herself.
Okay, sure.
She gave up the sacrifice of not even having kids for the body.
Oh wow.
She deserves the top. She deserves the number one
Slay
of the Ryan
queen.
Wilson podcast. She deserves it. It's a sacrifice she gave for this.
Now we're talking like all-time crushes. I got another one, just because I know they've been in multiple franchises.
Oh, you're just gonna skip me? Go ahead.
No, go
No,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
Jake doesn't get a skip.
But I'm
go
saying
ahead,
if you
Mitch.
say this next one, I'm probably gonna have to take a minute.
You're gonna have to take a minute.
Yeah, and think of another one.
I think Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer
That
Lawrence.
was my number two.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Was,
Yeah,
did
she
you have
cute.
that on yours?
No.
Jennifer,
And she had to give up her like life to go and doing Hunger Games. So yeah, it's a big deal.
Jennifer Lawrence at one time was
Volunteers tribute.
At one time, wait, what were you?
she at one time she was the hottest on the internet. Like everybody thought she was the hottest on the internet. I remember when she was the dang, and that's why I put her as my number two. But I have a backup.
You got to back up. All right.
You
I got a
got
couple
backup?
backups. I have a couple backups.
I can
I have
only
a couple
imagine.
backups. All right, Jake. Let's hear your
Now
number
the
two.
real trouble is my next.
Jennifer
one.
Lawrence. Good.
All
Good
right,
choice.
That was
Good
a
choice.
damn good
Sorry,
second.
wasted
Yep.
my number one draft pick.
No, you have your right to your wrong opinion.
Growing up, one of the hottest.
Martha Stewart.
Snoop Dogg already secured that one. Angelina Jolie.
Ooh.
I'm saying, I mean,
Yep.
she's getting a little in her age.
Yeah.
Solid. Solid.
You got to think, she was in movies. They made a video game after her.
Action
I mean,
movies. Yeah, do murder.
she was the hottest shit back in the day.
J Lo would be right there with her too.
I agree.
J-Lo,
And
yep.
Shakira. Shakira doesn't get any love, man.
Shakira.
These hips don't lie. You know what I mean? Throw a little hip back. Shakira,
Brian's like, I can't help it.
Shakira. Oh, baby, 'cause your hips don't lie.
Okay, well, I'm glad you chose Jennifer Lawrence because she is a good number two. I'm at a tie because these are my two backups.
A tie?
Okay.
Yeah.
Two backups.
Two backups.
One
Second string.
One I'm gonna put. They were tied for number 3. Is what they were.
Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence was my number 2, but these are tied for number 3. They're total opposites for totally different reasons.
Okay.
One is for their intelligence level. Just super attractive for their intelligence level.
He's trying to like brush it up because it's gonna be some absolute troll.
No. And
Meryl Streep.
It's her intelligence that makes her so attractive. And then the other one is just she's just she's not even a movie star. She's an Instagram model. Okay, so my number 2 would be tied between Judge Judy and Summer Rae.
I called Summer Rae. All right. Judge Judy.
Judge Judy, is that not one?
Dude.
No, it's not.
The intelligence, man.
Dude.
You don't like a
pass the
smart
bar
woman?
exam?
You don't like a smart woman?
I'm sure there's a lot of attractive judges out there.
Like Judge Judy. Have you ever watched Judge Judy?
All the time.
She does have a dumper on her, though.
How would you
her?
know? She's always sitting behind the desk. I
Have
know
you
she
ever-
gets up
No.
and smacks her papers.
Have
and
you seen
leaves.
any pictures behind the desk? I'll tell you that, girl.
Who's the new country singer that's like popping off right now?
Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, she got
the
dump truck.
She got the dump truck.
Was she on American Idol or something? It
No.
sounds familiar. Oh.
No, she was in like Nashville for like 10 years, and then I think she made
hit
her
the
break.
big time.
I think she was on Yellowstone or something like that.
She's all over right now.
And then
For her butt.
just TikToks started coming out. They're like, look at her butt, and then next thing you know, it just boom blew up.
Huh.
I mean,
I'll go with Judge Judy for number 2 though. She deserves it. She's put in the work.
that is a
Terrible.
stiff.
Yeah, you'll
answer.
be stiff
Yeah.
after seeing her, Nick.
Hold on, guys. Let me hide the camera.
I
can't
cannot-
see it.
Who's this guy going to be? Don Rickles? This is
Marvel.
Regis Philbin?
I'm worried you guys might take it. And I will say that
We mean take it. I can't think of one.
my guy is in association with someone you guys said, but we're gonna end it right there. Mitch, who is your guy?
I'm not a...
Your man celebrity crush.
Yeah, you can't tell me there's not a man that you'd go gay for.
Yeah, there's no man I'd go gay for.
I didn't word it like that, but
No, there really isn't.
I've got a list of at least
Brooks
5 right
Koepka,
now.
I guess.
Brooks Koepka?
Yeah, go ahead and Google
that?
that.
Never heard of
Who
him.
the hell is that?
Professional golfer.
What is he like I was thinking he was like the
golfer.
cashier down at Monomart or something.
Hey, Brooks, me again. You know.
He's a golfer, huh?
Yeah, he's a professional golfer.
He's a good looking dude.
If you say so. I
You're
was
the one
forced
that
into an
said
answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. I
Is
know
he good?
When you guys are gonna say Ryan Reynolds, I can just.
Oh, I don't like Ryan Reynolds at all.
You don't like Ryan Reynolds?
I'm not a Ryan Reynolds. If
Have to
Ryan
blow up your
Reynolds is
spot.
playing in the movie,
I mean, you
won't
might
watch
have
it.
just
Not to blow up your
canceled
not to blow up your spot.
might have
so.
canceled my answer now. But I've got a couple of them.
So it was Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, he was one of them. I've got a
What's
like
your
I said,
number
like
one?
a 5.
Jake has so many. He's
Oh,
like,
you want like a
he's
5?
like, I got
I'll
lists,
give you a
guys.
whole list right now.
He's like, I'm not very picky. I'll take anything.
I'll tell you what,
Tell me what.
Matthew McConaughey is a good looking dude too.
All right.
All right. You know what I mean?
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's actually. I can respect that.
I mean,
He's always in rom coms, and then he started doing
Yeah.
these dramatic films, and he's pretty good.
yeah.
No, he is
Marshall.
good.
But if you also
good.
want to go with
Yeah, he's
somebody that's very versatile, Jim Carrey's not a bad guy.
Oh,
either.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
But we're also talking about on skill level now at this point.
Yeah, I was
We're
gonna
not
say,
even
this is
talking
just
about-
going back to
I
like
know,
favorite male
but Jim
actors.
Carrey's not a bad looking dude. But I've also seen a
He's
lot-
not a good looking dude at all.
Jim Carrey? Yeah,
I mean,
he's not
it's
a
just
good-looking guy.
makes
not a
his
good
fucking
looking
funny faces. But
Skeletor.
Yeah.
I've
not a
watched.
good-looking dude.
I've been watching some of his more drama. Like there's one. It was called like The Perfect Crime, and then The Number 23. And like when he's in serious mode, he doesn't look all,
Yeah.
all fucking funny all the time.
Impersonations and stuff.
You know.
No, Jim Carrey's great. He's a great actor.
Great actor.
I wouldn't say he's my number one.
No, he's not my. No, as I said, Ryan Reynolds probably my number one, but
I don't know. This guy is so slept on. I cannot believe it was not in you guys' top.
was it Brad Pitt?
Did you have a second one?
No.
You didn't have a first one.
Brad
No, I
Pitt,
That's
Machine
how
Gun
I rate
Kelly,
bitches.
I have a second one now, but I can't think of it. Chris Pratt. That's his name.
Chris Pratt.
No.
If you're gonna go off,
I'm not
with
trying to fuck
traction,
these guys, all right? This isn't the game I'm playing. I'm thinking
If
he
you were
hunts.
to, that's what I'm
I'm
asking.
thinking he hunts. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's all we're thinking about.
And I don't know how you chose Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, man, you're attracted to what you're attracted to. Jay.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you have?
He does like the crazy ones.
Yes.
I was gonna say Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
No,
Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, what are you, 19?
Yeah,
you
I
a
think
model
you're too
that's
old
19?
for him, Ryan.
yeah, that's
You're
true.
talking about Instagram models. Yeah, you're way too old. for
anyone
him.
over 23.
Did you do that as like a segue? Because he's creepy as shit.
No, but we can talk
He
about
is
him.
pretty
Wait,
fucking
who was your
creepy when I
other?
think about it.
That was him.
That was, you just had the number.
That's all
You
I
just had
had.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
That's all
a good looking dude, but
That's creepy. He's creepy.
Well, I think
can't get over the.
I think I chose him not only because I don't think he's an ugly dude. I wouldn't say he's Matthew McConaughey by any means, but I think he's a good actor. So I was biased because
Fair.
I am a fan of a lot of movies he's in. So I think that's why I chose him.
you know, a young Nicolas Cage
I'm with
wasn't
you
bad
though,
either.
Rich. There's not a lot of when I look to it. Nicolas Cage is ugly.
Yeah. Well,
No,
it's actually
like
worse than Nick Carey. Or Nick Carey. Jim Carrey.
No, a young Nicolas Cage wasn't bad looking. You get him in the older days, and you're like,
Jake, you like way too many.
dude, I can rattle them off,
What's the
man.
movie with the plane?
With the Con Air,
Con Air.
when he's got long hair,
Is that
yeah,
what you're
you get
thinking
blowing in the air. Yeah, dude. He steps on that plane. You see,
Is
it
that
fucking-
your real hair? Did he
No,
grow it out?
I
for
don't
that?
think it was.
Do you think it was just a wig?
No, yeah, it was a wig. He was always a short hair kind of dude.
That's when he's his best.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like Gone in 60 Seconds. That's a good movie.
yeah. I say if you watch some of like,
Never watched that movie.
What? You're
Never watched it.
What
I
the
know.
hell is wrong with
he
you?
just came out with a new movie not too long ago.
Definitely need to watch that.
It was called like The Incredible Story or something, but it's literally a movie about Nicolas Cage's life, is what they say.
What's your favorite
I haven't
movie?
seen it yet. Yeah, what's your favorite movie of all time?
That's a good
tough.
question.
Because I always rank
No,
them by
it's
genre.
not. I have a top 5.
Same.
Top. I can't give you the top 1. I can give you top 5. Like I can give you one in the top 5.
What's your favorite comedy and your favorite action movie?
I don't have a top comedy.
What? I always do genre. You don't like comedies?
I have a very. I'm not a TV guy. I'm not a movie guy.
Me neither. I'm not either, but I
Yeah.
rewatch the shit out of
The
movies I
only-
enjoy.
Not. I do too, but the movies I enjoy are motivational. What do you
You've
say?
changed, Ryan.
I know. I've been like that since a kid, though.
Motivational movies? Can you give me an example of a motivational movie?
A movie that is in my top 5 that has motivated me a lot. That I really love. I watched a million times. It's called the Dale Earnhardt movie. It's called 3, the Dale Earnhardt movie. It's about Dale Earnhardt's life. It's a very motivational movie to me.
Raise hell, praise Dale, baby.
If you watch it, it's a crazy movie.
Yeah.
I'm being a good friend right now.
Yeah, you can be like Jake, or you can do whatever you want.
No, that is a very.
It's me. It's you guys naturally turn to comedy. I naturally turn to seriousness. But
Well,
that's
I don't.
What
I
movie
don't turn to comedy. Is not my favorite movie style or genre.
No.
I'm more of an action adventure. Actually, I've leaned into thriller a lot more, like thriller movies. I hate scary movies. Not a fan at all. Won't
Not a
watch
fan
them.
at all?
Hate them.
Same.
Are
Scary
you
video
talking,
games,
are
scary
you talking
movies, hate 'em.
scary as in like jump scares, or are you talking just like gore?
Gore doesn't bother me.
Gore is easier than scary.
Yeah, okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I just don't.
Yeah,
I
like the
get
ones
too
where your
enveloped.
heart gets racing and shit.
Yeah, I just get too enveloped in like movies and games, like when I'm playing them or watching them,
Same.
and I enjoy my sleep too much to
Dude,
compromise that.
there was a podcast I listened
Don't really
to
dream,
that talked
so.
about real, like life stuff that like I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically one where a guy had got out of prison, got on a bus, or got out of jail, got on a bus, went to a random place. He got off the bus and was the bus stop was at a park. Across the road was this random person's house. And it was a mom. It was a single mom with a daughter who was, I think, 6 to 8 years old. Very young, probably 8 years old. Very young, though. She had a birthday party. The little girl had a birthday party. And this guy got off the bus, and he had sat and watched in the window all night. He sat and just watched the window. And the mom went to bed at 10 o'clock. And the mom's room was right across the room, like right across the hall from this little girl's. Mm-hmm. And the mom's like, yeah, you guys can play. Just stay up and play, but you guys got to go to sleep. Like the mom was like, I'm going to sleep. You guys are playing. You guys are fine. Like, I think they were old enough that they could do whatever. She might even been like, I don't know, 9 or 10, but she's very young. Mm-hmm. Elementary school for sure. And this guy got off the bus, walked across the street, was staring in the window all night, waited till the mom went to bed. When the mom went to bed, the guy snuck in the back door, went down the hallway, which is, I'm not kidding, literally across the hall from the little girl's room. When the little girl had a room door closed, he walked down the hallway, and when he was going down the hallway, I don't know if he knocked or he went to turn. I think he opened up the door to the little girl's room because he knew where it was at. And they, like, the 3 girls were like in shock. And he's like, don't scream. It's going to be okay. He's like, I just need to take this little girl because I need to know where the valuables are at. So what he did was basically, he was like, if you don't scream, I won't hurt any of you guys. So he put a pillowcase over the 2 little girls that didn't live there, like the friends. They put a pillowcase over them. And it was just said, I'm taking this girl, and she's going to show me where the valuables at. I'm going to take them, and I'm going to leave. No one's going to get hurt. After like 10, 15 minutes, these little girls were pillowcased, realized that something was up because she never came back. They took the pillowcases off, ran over to the next room, woke the mom up. By this time, the guy took off with the little girl and ended up raping and killing her. It ended up being this messed up story about how basically this guy had just got out of jail. He somehow had a car. But when he drove the car, he drove it down the road, and he had pulled into a random driveway. He was at the edge of the county, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm butchering this story, but basically he went to this long driveway. Imagine this long driveway, and the babysitter was pulling down the driveway and had recognized a weird car in the driveway. They lived outside of town, like in the country, driving down the driveway, seen a weird car. She was babysitting, so she called the owner of the house and was like, hey, when I was leaving, I seen a weird car. Or no, actually, I think she stopped, and the guy was walking out of the woods, and he was all sweaty. Mm-hmm. He was all sweaty, and she rolled down her window, and the guy acted like he was stuck, but he's like, can you get out and help me? And she's like, no, and he actually grabbed on the window and was trying to pull on it to get inside the car, and she drove off and called that lady. And then the lady called the cops, and she drove down, and the cops met her down there. But basically, the guy just I pulled down the wrong driveway. I went to turn around and pulled in the ditch, got stuck. When I went to pull away, I got stuck here, and the cops ran his ID, and it didn't have they asked him for his name. And when they ran his name, they typed it in wrong, so it didn't pull up anything. But this was back before all the counties were connected. This was back in the 90s, early 90s. Yeah. And so whenever they searched it, the counties weren't connected. So there was a missing child report in the county over. So he had just crossed the county. So he was all sweaty and dirty, and he looked suspicious. But his profile came up fine because they typed in his name wrong. There was no missing child report, so they had no clue what was going on. And then 3 months later, because that guy didn't get in trouble. 3 months later, that lady was down on her property doing some yard work and found a little girl's clothes in her woods. And she thought it was weird. So she called the cops. They came back out. They investigated it. Somehow they were able to take semen. They found they were
DNA on the clothes.
Yeah, DNA on the clothes. They took semen from it. It came back as this guy. They arrested that guy. The guy admitted it and said admitted to everything, because the mom was freaking out. The daughter's been gone now for 3 months. Yeah, they found the guy, arrested the guy. Turns out he had a bunch of criminal problems, and he admitted to raping and killing the daughter. and even admitted to where he ended up dumping the daughter. But what ended up happening was he went to that spot, took the little girl out in the woods, raped and killed her, was going to leave her there. And when he was coming back, that's when he got caught. But they didn't register what was going on. So the cops left. He went back out into the woods, got the little girl, put her back in the car, drove 30 minutes down the road, and just threw her in the ditch and put a board over top of her, like a piece of plywood over top of her. And that's why I will not watch those things. Because I listened to that podcast when I was at work. I slept with a gun next to my nightstand for the next week because I'm like, if there's a dude outside my window, he's getting shot. Like it's just messed up stuff. Like, because I have a very active brain. Yeah. And I'm like, screw that crap. That's a crazy podcast. If you ever want to listen to that story,
no.
If you ever want to listen to it's a true story. It's very crazy. I can't remember what podcast it's on, but that's why I won't listen to that stuff because I think too much for that stuff.
You need to watch a movie called Prisoners.
I thought we listened to one similar to that whenever we were heading down to Gulf Shores.
We probably did. Same podcast, probably.
Yeah, I think it was the exact same one. Because when you started telling the story, I'm like, that sounds very similar to what I've heard before.
I enjoy sleep too much for scaring.
Exactly.
Dude, I love scaring movies.
I got sleep paralysis, and it's just a mess when all that combines.
When you have a very active brain
and
stuff like that stays on, it's hard to go to sleep.
I very rarely dream.
That's why I don't.
I dream all the time.
Me too.
I very rarely dream.
I dream so much that it actually, I'm like, I wish I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
figure out how to lucid dream, man. Then you can control it.
I've thought about it. Can
you know?
I can do it sometimes, but it's a double-edged deal because I can only do it because I'm not trying to segue into it, but I do have sleep paralysis issues sometimes. That's tough, but it also like aids in being easy to like segue into lucid dream too when you're not having like.
To what extent can you control your lucid dreams though?
All of it.
You can control all of it.
Yeah, I can.
Like you know when you hit the dream and you can control all of it.
Like you realize like, oh, I'm in it, and then now I'm in control of it.
I'm the same.
That's cool.
Yeah. Say I'm the same way if I stay up for 24 hours or whatever. Like usually on the weekends I'll stay up real late because I'm like, well, I don't get much of a weekend. I want to stay up as long as I can. Mm-hmm. If I stay up really late and then I take like melatonin by chance, probably about 5 milligrams, I'm asleep, but I think I'm still awake because I'm so used to not getting much sleep that I can control my dreams. I can be like, okay, I want to do this or I want to do that. And like, I know I'm dreaming obviously because it's outrageous things, but it's all lucid dreaming. And I think it's just because of pure exhaustion that I'm actually like partly awake at this time. Like, cause I normally sleep like 5 hours a night. I sleep longer than that. It's like I wake up, but I close my eyes and it's like, maybe it's just a thought, but it's still lucid dreaming in that aspect of I can control the whole thing. I can do whatever I want. Like, oh, I want to fly. I take off flying. It's really weird. It's really weird stuff.
I'd trade it all if I'd trade it away to not have the sleep paralysis part of it.
What exactly is sleep paralysis? Like, so is it like night terrors that you can't get out of? Or?
So just okay, go with me on this. So you're in your bed, you're laid down, it's completely dark, but now you can't move at all. You can't move anything. You can open your eyes.
Yeah.
And you can see. But you're in like such a sleep state that you can also envision things, but it's never a positive thing. It's always a negative thing.
So it's like you're hallucinating.
Some people have it, and I've had it a few times.
I've definitely had this.
I've had it.
Where I can control it too.
No.
I can't control my body, but I can control my thoughts in my head.
I can't.
I'll let you tell yours, and I'll tell you what I can do.
Oh, it's a thing. Like I had to, like Miranda and I, my wife, had to have a discussion because it actually helped. Because now that I have a partner in bed with me all the time, like when we started doing that, if I have it to the point like sleep paralysis, I don't know if you've ever looked it up or did any research on it. People have sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah, they've came up with movies about sleep paralysis.
I'll get to the point where I'm sitting there laying there, my eyes are open, and I can see a figure on the other side of the bed or on the other side of the room or whatever. It's black. It's demonic looking. It's obviously not real, but it's always the same person or it's always the same thing.
Okay.
But I can't move. I can barely control my breathing. You're just comatose. But I've learned that I can sometimes shake just like a foot really quickly, or I can hum. And that is what I do to wake Miranda up, so that Miranda could then wake me. because I have to have an exterior force wake me up from this. I can't.
No
it's
shit.
very.
It's almost a terror, though, a
it's
night terror.
It's horrific. It's awful.
So it's very
That's
interesting that
crazy.
you have that, because I have something very similar to that, but I never been able. I don't have that thought go through my head when it's happening, because I've been single most of my life. Every time I've ever had it
same.
it
happen.
started when I was young. And when you're young,
Yeah.
everything's scary.
Yes.
You're scared of the dark, and it's just like
So
augmented into this
what
thing.
what it is for me, it's very similar. It's like it's like I'm laying in bed, and when it's like I fall asleep, but then I don't actually fall. Like when I fall asleep, I'm awake. I'm instantly like I'm still laying there again, and it's like I'm just laying there in my bed, and all of a sudden I hear a noise down the hallway, and then like I hear something going on, but obviously when you go to sleep, everything's black.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all you can see is a shadow come up through the hallway. You can hear it and you can see it, and it gets to the edge of my bed. But I can't physically move my body, so I'm locked in place. And there's times where, when I was young, I remember saying things, but I couldn't physically move. And then something would happen, like they would attack me, or like I remember a lot of times that I would get grabbed by the legs and ripped out of my bed, and that's what would wake me up, is like the fear.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where it happened so much as I got older that I knew when it was happening just by the feeling. Like when I couldn't move my body, I started to realize that, like, okay,
happening?
I know what's going on, but I'm in a dream. But I can tell myself, like, wake up and open my eyes, even though I'm sitting there with my eyes awake, or like I'm in my dream, I'm sitting there with my eyes open. I'm still telling myself to wake up, and I'm telling myself repeatedly to wake up, but I can't. So I'm locked in this dream where this crap's happening, and sometimes I wake up before it happens, but sometimes I wake up and I'm getting ripped out of the bed.
Yeah.
But it's all within chaos every time. I've had that dream more times than I can count. Different beds, different houses, every place I've ever lived. My parents' house, I've had multiple houses. Everything, it's always happened to me, every place. It's chaotic.
Yeah, it's always the same demon whenever I have episodes like that. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, once or twice a month, I'd say. It's less than it used to happen.
Not,
But
it's not that much for me, but
it wreaks
happens.
havoc on my sleep.
But it
awful.
also happens, when it happens once, it happens consecutively after that.
When I was young, I would have, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, go
When I
ahead.
was young, I'd have a bad dream. And then, when you're a kid and you wake up from a bad dream, you're like, oh, that sense of, oh, thank God, I'm out of that mess. Because you don't have, a bad dream now is you get a car accident, but back then it's like demons are getting me or ghosts or whatever. But I would wake up from a bad dream, but I'd be in another bad dream.
Yeah.
Like, I would wake up, be in my room, be like, oh, thank God. And then something would come up from behind my bed. And it's like,
Yeah.
2.0, we're in it again. And then it just, I don't know what causes it or anything, but yeah.
But you're saying you thought you woke up, but you're actually in another
I'm
dream.
just in another
But you were
nightmare.
still
Like a dreamception.
Yep. I'm just in another nightmare.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I actually would wake up, but I would wake up so fast and I'm just so tired I fall right back asleep.
And you just
And
get
I
back
keep
into it.
falling back into it because the dream just happens.
Yep.
Just like you don't actually, you got to wake up and keep yourself awake for a minute to.
I always wanted to do a dream journal or whatever, but I've just never done it.
Well,
That'd
when
be
you said
cool.
you had lucid dreaming, that's how I always heard that you could control it.
Well, that's yeah.
Can you control it like that?
Yeah, not
Like if you were like
Not every dream,
if you
it's just
jumped off a
under-
building and wanted to start flying, can you
It's
do that?
under different circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, I can just envision what I want to happen in those scenarios, but it isn't like I can flip flop. If it's lucid dreaming is rare for me, but I can do it. I don't know. I can do it more often than not, but I don't have instances like that as much, I guess, as I used to. But yeah, it's definitely. I've learned that I could lucid dream whenever I started realizing that sleep paralysis is a thing. I started looking into that, but. Yeah, I would trade it all to just have a typical adult bad dream and then start my day and be over.
I honestly feel like I haven't been able to just dream in the last 4 or 5 years.
I
might get one every now and then, but it's just most of the time I close my eyes and then all of a sudden I wake up.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
I feel like that's where you get your deep sleep at, though.
yeah, I agree.
When
I
you,
don't
when
know,
I
I-
have a
I-
dream,
I used
you're
to feel
tossing
like-
and turning. You have that REM sleep. Just, I don't feel like you're like they say REM sleep is when you actually hit that.
It's like 45
Yeah, that's-
intervals or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get
15.
that's. But I feel like when you're in REM sleep and you're dreaming like that, your brain's going, so you're not actually
See,
relaxed.
I feel a little different because I've been working off-schedule jobs for the last 5-6 years. I was on night shift for almost 3.5 years. Then I went to afternoon shift. So my normal sleeping pattern ain't the same as everybody else's. So it's very rare. Usually it happens on a weekend when I actually go to bed like normal people. But it's usually because I'm exhausted because I stay up for 24 to 32 hours and then I actually have a nice, good, deep sleep. That's when I dream. But during the week, I honestly can't tell you the last time I had a dream during the week when I knew I had to go to work the next day.
Which is good to me.
I guess, but it also sucks because
You like dreaming.
I like dreaming. I like just knowing, like when
Mine
I
are
see
always
the
messed up,
when I
man.
see the
I'm always
outrageous.
waking up. I'm like, what the hell
Dude,
do I'm thinking about?
When I have dreams, it's always awesome. You know, I dream about past things that obviously ain't gonna happen anymore. I dream about people I can't see anymore, things like that.
Well, I feel
But
like mine
most
are always
time it's just
nightmares.
it's a
They're never
dark void.
dreams.
Yeah.
You know, when people have dreams, I feel like I'm like, mine are always nightmares.
There's definitely something there, though.
I can't tell
Like,
you
I
the
wake
last
up,
time
I'm
I've
like,
had a
what the
nightmare.
hell is going on? Really?
Yeah.
I've never done like meditation or anything, but I did a class at ECC, like a stress management class, and the guy was like a hippie teacher, super cool dude. But we did a couple different like breathing exercises and meditating exercises, and some of those, like you listen obviously to somebody who's just like instructing you through this meditation process, but some of them, like I was really getting into and like having a
meditation.
visual type thing.
I heard there's
Almost
something to
hallucinating
meditation.
while
I
you were
explained
awake.
that to the guy because at the end of the year, he's like, I just want you guys to talk. I mean, it was super laid back stress management class. It was chill. It should be. It's in the name. But the guy was like, yeah, I want you guys to talk about something we did throughout the year that you really appreciated. And there was one where we had like, you're going up a mountain and what's it? And then you open the door. And I went through that entire just hypnotic trance, it felt like. And I talked about that, how I went through everything. I opened the door. I made sure I took my shoes off before I went inside. Like it was a big like thing. And he was like, oh, well, do you ever lucid dream? Like he knew everything about my sleep before I even talked to him. Like he just knew everything. I started explaining the sleep paralysis thing, and he's like, yeah, that's probably all connected. You've just got something, which, I don't know. How
Did
much
he ever have
It's
it?
the way.
He said that he doesn't experience it like that. He just does it obviously for a stress relief,
He's just
decompression
educated
thing.
in it.
Yeah. And he's like, well, if you're having that kind of experience, you should definitely continue doing that, which obviously I never did, which I probably should. But
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, that's probably
never
all
knew that.
connected because you have pretty advanced like visuals with this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh. I just thought it was.
What's that
beginner's
guy's
luck.
name? I'd love to have him on the podcast.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. He lived in Washington. He was always riding his bike around during our football games and stuff.
Well, you want to wrap it up, Jake?
We'll wrap it up.
We can wrap it up. Well,
I'm down to talk for another 4 hours.
I think we're gonna wrap it up here. We've had quite the eventful day. We did 3 podcasts just today alone. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We did 3 podcasts alone today. Started our first one. We did an hour and a half, and then the power went out, surged. I've never seen it ever happen before. Just surged in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Lost the whole entire podcast. That was after. Jake, come on! Don't ruin this podcast. Don't let us scrap.
Sorry, everybody.
But yeah, we lost the very first podcast because of a double echo. Lost the second one because of a power surge. The third one, it was only like 5 minutes in, and then this one we did it. The third one is technically our third one, but thank you guys so much for sticking around. I think we got a good one here. I think people are gonna be happy with the content we put out.
Yeah.
If you guys are still listening, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It really helps me grow. I'm on my goal right now. I'm at 250. I'm trying to go for 1,000 subscribers.
Hit the bell.
So help me out. Maybe even Jake will get a YouTube account and subscribe to me.
Yeah,
maybe.
I might go ahead and
When you
make
come
one.
back
Just-
and you're not subbed.
Don't be a Jake. Be a Mitch. Subscribe.
Yeah, be a
to
Mitch.
King Ryan
Be a
Wilson.
Mitch.
And thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having us, man.
Peace.
Yes, thank you.